Good evening, otherworldlies. This is Juliana Angel, your Dark Mass Diva. How's everyone doing this evening? I thought I would talk about reasons why you should not tell people where you live. Okay, this has a lot to do with dating and your personal safety. But this is also having to do with people not respecting your boundaries, people being habitual line steppers, and just people in general. You know, I've been talking to different friends lately, and they're like, there's this general deal with people just not wanting to listen lately. Not wanting to respect people's boundaries, not reading between the lines when someone's being told something. So basically, you're not going to want to literally open up the gate to let people disrespect the boundary, to let people, have free will to make this type of mistake. Okay, so you basically are going to not want to let people know where you live in the first place. Because the thing is, it's really rude for people to drop by unannounced, drop by early, to invite themselves over, and basically to come over when you've told them not to. But they will anyway. I know, and they act like what they're doing is okay. But it's actually really commonplace, and people will try to do that. And they will try to do it because they're trying to be in control of the situation. And they will try to gaslight you and act like you are in the wrong for not being okay with what they are doing. It's not okay to drop by somebody's house unannounced, unless they say, "Oh, drop by any time." I tell people it's not okay to come by here unannounced. And I specifically tell people, don't come by my house and pick me up. And that sort of thing. And they try to do everything they can to do that anyway. And that sort of thing. People try to invite themselves over here all the time. People say, "Why haven't you invited me over?" And I say, because I don't entertain at home. Because I don't have people over, that's why. So I go, "But if you want to hang out with me, I can meet you somewhere." You know, and that sort of thing. I go, "It's not okay to come by my house and pick me up." And they still try to find excuses. They still try to, "Well, what's your address?" And I said, "You don't need it. Because it's not okay for you to come over." And they just, they don't want to accept that. It's really, and I'm very direct. I'm a very direct person, right? I think you guys know that if you've been watching me long enough. I think you guys know I'm a very direct communicator. I was taught to be that way, and after I've been such a direct communicator, I can tell that they are trying to push their agenda on purpose. So, people want to be combative these days. After you tell someone something, they want to go, "Yes, but," and they just do not want to accept what they're being told. And for whatever reason, you don't want people to come to your house. I've got a lot of reasons I don't want people to come over here. It's a studio apartment. It's not set up for guests. The way it's set up, the parking. I live in a city. It's a city street. It's just uncomfortable having people over. And the fact that I did not invite you over and you're inviting yourself over, plus I told you not to come over, don't come over. So it's just gotten to the point where I will not tell people where I live. Okay, so I'm going to tell you, what was that? I'm going to tell you some tips of if you are a single person, why, let me fix my lipstick. There we go. I'm going to tell you some tips if you're a single person, why you don't want people to know where you live. Say that you're a single lady. Okay, and single people tend to date more than one person at one time, correct? Because you go out with one person, you might kind of like them, then you accept a date with another person because that's not your steady boyfriend or whatever, right? So your neighbors are watching you. If you're a woman, especially if you're attractive, your neighbors are watching every single thing you do. Now, some of them are watching you because they feel protective of you, protective of your safety, but they're mostly watching you just so they can gossip about you. So if you're seeing two people and they're dropping you off and walking you home, even if they don't go inside, but especially if they do, every 2 people you're dating looks like 4. Every 3 people you're dating looks like 6. You know, if you date just a few people in a year, it looks like you have heavy traffic in your life. It looks bad, even if you're not really doing anything with anybody. It looks like you're just entertaining, you know, like the fleet came to dock and you're entertaining everybody, okay? And they don't have anything else going on in their lives, and they're all talking about you. It looks like you're just entertaining everybody and having a really wild time, and you're not doing anything but going out on dates. Okay? It's none of their business. They're bored, but they're all talking about you. Okay? And you really don't want, you'd like to avoid that. Believe me. Plus, here's a bigger reason you don't want that. These guys are going to drop by unannounced. And I'm going to tell you why. Because they want to be able to drop by unannounced without setting up a date with you first. They want to drop by unannounced with food because they want to cook at your house. And they want you to cook for them at your house. Okay? I warned you about that cooking stuff. They're going to try to pull that at least once. Okay? They want to cook together. Okay? They're going to drop by because they want to catch you with another guy. They want to see if you're lying, if you have a boyfriend or a husband or something like that, or you're living with somebody. Okay, they want to catch you with somebody else. Okay? That's how guys are. And God forbid if you have another guy over there and they drop by unannounced. Alright, it's not going to be pretty. Okay? So, that's what they do without having to take you out and spend money and properly court you. They just want to drop by. It's very low class of them. It's very dusty, and they just they're coming by for a visit, but you know they're really hoping you'll go to bed with them. That they can just come on over and you'll go to bed, or they could just come over and tell you about their day, without taking you out. Taking you out to dinner at least. They just want to come and drop by and have wifey benefits without dating you. Okay? They just want to come by and vent. And the thing is, you need to not let these guys vent unless they're really your boyfriend. Okay? So they want these boyfriend benefits without really being your boyfriend. Don't let people do that. So that's another reason you don't want them to know where you live. They're going to drop by and they're going to tell you about their day and everything like that, and they shouldn't be able to do that. Okay, and they want to catch you with other guys. No. That other guy shouldn't be at your house either. Okay? So, neither one of those guys should be at your house. The dropping by guy and the other guy either, unless he really is your boyfriend. So, if you have a guy who's really your boyfriend, you shouldn't really have another guy dropping by, right? Okay, so, if you have a steady boyfriend, you should have all of your exes out of your life. So you should not have any guys dropping by, period, right? Correct? Okay. So, that's another reason, okay? If you're dating a guy and he starts saying, talking about coming over and stuff, just kind of look at him funny. Just, start making funny faces at him. And go, eventually. Just kind of look at him like, because he's saying something improper. He's trying to rush something. He should not be able to come over right away, after he's taken you out a few times, okay? If he's so hot to do the deed, he should not be taking you to his house. He should not be trying to come to your house. If he wants to be with you that bad, he needs to spring for a really nice hotel, okay? If he wants to do it that bad and you're ready to do it with him, have him take you somewhere else. Okay, so you guys have the privacy to do whatever you want to do, okay? Somewhere really nice so he can make it really special, and you can, take really sexy nightgown with you, and, there's champagne, and and it's a really classy situation, okay? That's really Dusty. Don't have him come to your house and you guys do it. He should be spending a lot of money to do it with you the first time. He should not be taking you home or coming to your house. Okay? So, this is him valuing you. Alright? So, don't, he basically wants to come over so you guys can do it. So, he goes, well, I'd really like to spend the night with you. And I go, say, well, I heard the Sheridan's nice. And start mentioning some really expensive places. Okay? Well, I've always wanted to stay at this such and such. I heard they have a nice pool. I heard they have a nice, gym. I heard they have a nice dining room. I heard they, so he knows, oh, she's high maintenance. I'm really going to have to put in some work to get to her kitty cat. Okay? So he knows you're not ordinary. He knows he's really going to have to, so he's going to have to quit hinting around about coming over, and he's not going to be able to take you back to his apartment and that kind of thing. He knows he's really going to have to invest in you and do something really special and make it special. So, or say, I've always wanted to visit the seaside town of such and such. If you really, really, really want to make him work for it, okay? Let him know that he's not going to just be able to come over and Netflix and chill and then you guys are going to bang. Let him know it's going to be a little bit of work, okay? And he may just give up altogether. And you may want him to do that so you know whether or not he's just trying to use you. And it's going to be sad, it's going to hurt your feelings if you don't hear from him again. That's okay. He was just trying to use you and he's Dusty. But that kind of thing. Because you don't want some guy who's dropping by and bringing food and trying to make you cook him food and that kind of thing. Or he's trying to cook you food so he can fatten you up and no one else wants to look at you. Okay? So, that's what I'm talking about. You don't want this dropping by each other's house and you're just something convenient. You're a convenient resource. Okay, that's no. Now, when your friends who drop by unannounced, all right, if you move somewhere new, and they're like, what's your new address? And you're like, I live in the Midtown area. And they keep asking what's your address. You really don't need to know my address. I'll tell you what, when you come to town, I'll meet you at the such and such. My address isn't important because you don't need to come over here. So we'll meet you at the such and such. Just know if they're a habitual line stepper, don't ever give them your address. Okay, because I have friends that I love dearly, but I have this one in particular that she just won't get it through her head that she can't come over here and pick me up. And she'll do whatever she can to control the situation where she comes and picks me up. And I get mad at her, and she just, and my mom's like, do you have to stay friends with her? And I go, yeah, because I've known her my whole life, and she's part of the friend group. It's just one of those deals, I can't stop being friends with her. But she just won't get it through her head that she can't come over here and pick me up. And she'll try to come over here early so she can come pick me up and all this stuff. And I'll lie and say, oh, I'm already over there. Why are you trying to pick me up? She goes, I think I'm in front of your house. And I'll look outside and I'll see your car and I go, I don't see you. You must be at the wrong place. I go, I'm halfway at the restaurant. Yeah, I didn't see your car anywhere, I mean, when people do that. Another thing you do, when people keep changing plans, okay, when they keep texting you and calling you and that sort of thing, say you're already at the restaurant, say that you're already at this place, when they keep trying to text you and change plans on you and stuff like that, because they will try to pull a fast one. Lie and say you're not home, say you're already there, okay? Or else they're gonna go back and forth. Now I'm gonna go, now I'm not gonna go, now I'm already there. But you're still at home, you're still putting your shoes on, you're still, throwing your keys in your purse, and I'm already there, I'm saving you a place, because you don't want them vacillating, going back and forth, because they're gonna change their mind 5 or 10 times before they finally leave. And just don't answer their text, or and just tell them you're there already. Okay? Don't play into it. Because some people are just some people are driven to distraction and they do it to themselves. So you don't want to play their little game. I don't know why some people are like that, but I don't know if they do that to they do it because they're out of control. But don't let them control you. And you don't have to let them know where your real location is, because then they'll try to control whatever you're doing. Let's see what else. Well, if somebody tries to have you come over to their house, just say, "Oh yeah, eventually I can do that. Yeah, in the future. That sounds great. Oh yeah, I can see that happening down the road. Oh, you want to see me? You really want to see me that bad? Well, I mean, I can meet you somewhere. Why don't you take me to lunch?" And if they're talking about, they want to entertain you at their house and that sort of thing, go, I'm not really ready for that step yet, but if you want to, take me to a movie or whatever, I could meet you at the such and such. Or, I was thinking about hanging out at the mall if you want to meet me there. I was going to go to and you can lie and say you're there already. You might be at home, but you can just say, well, I'm already at the such and such. Okay, and don't let that person ever drop you off at home, because then they will know where you live. And then they will drop by unannounced. Even though, they know you don't want them to come over, they will try to come over anyway. Even though they know you don't want them to. They will play dumb and, well, we've been seeing each other, we've gone on 2 dates now, and, no, because people really don't want to listen now. People aren't teachable, and people don't want to listen. Okay, and they think if they've gone out with you once or gone out with you twice, they're allowed to just drop by your house anytime they want. Or you tell them not to pick you up and they decide to try to find a way to anyway. I've had people not want to take me out again because they realized that they could not come over right away. Or, they couldn't hang out with me. I was not a Netflix and chill. They were actually going to have to, take me out the right way. And they weren't. They were too dusty for that, and they weren't going to have enough control in the relationship. So that's okay, because I don't want to have people in my life who are gonna pop by and embarrass me and do controlling things like that. Anyway, this has been Juliana Angel, your Dark Mass Diva, my otherworldlies. I hope you guys got something out of this. If you guys have had problems with people just listening to you and trying to argue instead of just being like, oh, okay, and really, going along with your program, are they disrespecting you? Are they trying to just drop by unannounced? Are they just trying to come by hours early after you told them, no, you need to be here at 3 and they're here at 1? Are they pulling that stuff on you? I mean, I don't know. I'm just at the point where I just don't want anyone to know I live anymore. It's just gotten to that point. So, I love you guys. And tell me what you think, okay? In the comments below. You guys have a wonderful evening. Good night.